Zone for a touchback. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Lance with a tap forward on a jet sweep. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. The Niners in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On second down, McCaffrey. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Lance. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On first and 10, here's Lance. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. Throwing now is Lance. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Lance looking to throw it. And he holds it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Danny Gray, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a first and 10 at their own 22. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. They find some open field here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Lance to throw it. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, it's Lance. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Well, the timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They start the drive with Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense for the Niners, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On second down, it's Cook again. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with career touchdown number 75. And the Vikings have moved out in front. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Red, cycle. Red, yellow.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Here we go.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Here we go.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Cousins gives way to Cook, and he's going to get this one down to the 45.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Jalen Reagor, 45 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
49ers 7.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us, or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves, let's get back out there and move the ball again?
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they went for in the first place. And when you get that, you feel great about got yourselves.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Lance now to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Lance finding Gray going across the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Up the gut, McCaffrey. Tackle there by Lewis Seen.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
But they're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. So that, Charles, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. He had the more standard receiving touchdown earlier. This time he finds the end zone in the run game.
Yeah, it's almost as if he said, well, that's how I normally do it. That's almost boring. Give me another opportunity. This time I'll use my legs only and get into the end zone.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They go play action. Cousins. He's got Smith here. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Boy, 179 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and short yardage. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Left side, Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
49ers 14.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
The Lance going to throw. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Vikings. KJ Osborne in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
49ers 14.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Working from the gun, Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will do it for this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
A first down throw for Cousins. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Here's Cousins. Airing it out deep for Smith. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Herb Smith Jr., 40 yards, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25.
49ers 17.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners are able to cut into that deficit. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw, it's Lance. And he slings one that's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. Here's Lance. This one caught by Kittle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. On first down, this is McCaffrey. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Second and 5 now. Lance. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers get a bit closer.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They run it again with Cook. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
On second down, Cook. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Cook up the gut. They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They'll try the middle with Cook, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Play fake. Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Joseph's got it, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. But an alert 49er able to gain possession, so they will indeed hold on to the pigskin. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Lance. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. Operating from the gun, Lance. His throw incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 2nd and 10, Lance. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Andrew Booth picks it off. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. There he goes, right side. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, 49ers. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Kenewagu now out of his end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. Down the numbers. There he goes. The 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Vikings are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Take it in at the 3.
The Niners take over first down 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To try again after the sack, Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On first and 10, here's Lance. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Lance now on first down. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Lance looking to throw it. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Christian McCaffrey. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the 49ers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Vikings hands team able to recover, And that should just about do it. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Cook again. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns.